And then you're going to record the backup?
You hope.
I hope I record. Well, I'm recording. You record. Glad you recorded the backup last week because you saved my bacon. Greg, I'm going to play a little jingle for you before we play the theme song. And this is how I feel. This is how I felt. I thought we were going to get a boring SmackDown with nothing on it. Yeah, no. This is what my message to TKO.
After many every year, someone's gone, they disappear. I know it's business, I get the scene, but it still feels a little mean. Leave the roster alone, don't cut him down for more green. Just let him be.
I think it's maybe a little disingenuous for you to play that today after we played our game last week of who's going to get cut.
Well, I mean, I was kind of hoping nobody would get cut. We were playing that game, but in all seriousness, I just was like, it's not even that there's cuts. I get cuts. This is a lot of cuts.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happens every year, right? Like, yeah.
It was brutal. All right. Before we get into that, your week was good?
Yeah, week was fine.
I finally saw Mario.
How was that? We haven't talked about that.
I popped about 100 times, to use a wrestling term.
I figured you would have.
Greg, this was so good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie.
It was an excellent movie.
Yeah.
There was so much.
Yeah, there is so much in it. It's just I actually kind of want to rewatch it again because I think I've missed so much stuff in it.
Bro night?
Sorry?
Bro night?
Well, I actually just said to my wife, I just saw that it's at Valley Drive-In next week.
Oh, cool. All right, never mind. You go make out your wife in the drive-in, and I will go. I won't do that. I'll be too much of a nerd and watch it. I didn't even sit next to my wife in the theater. Me and Maddie sat next to each other, and we were giggling the whole way through.
So, funny thing about that is that it was a busy night in sports last night, and our plans for next weekend are now kind of messed up.
Why?
Well, last night we had our Thunderbirds out for their single elimination game out in Vancouver. The game started at 11 o'clock our time. I did not stay up for it. And Thunderbirds came back in the second half down 7-1 to win the game 10-7. They scored 9 unanswered points.
That's weird for lacrosse.
Yeah. So Thunderbirds are going to get a home playoff game. The second series is best 2 out of 3. So next weekend, there's probably a home Thunderbirds game, which is really cool. So that kind of shags with the plan to potentially go down to watch Mario movie again.
But you must be excited to have another a home playoff game. Is this the second one in franchise history?
Yes, at least here in Halifax. And then my Habs played their third game of their playoff series last night. All 3 games now have gone to overtime. I went to bed as they started overtime. Woke up at 2:30 this morning and checked my phone and saw that Thunderbirds and Habs both won. So then I went back to bed because I had to get up at 5:45 this morning to take my kid to hockey.
Why did you have to get up at 5:45? Hockey? Why is hockey at 5:45, Greg?
Hockey is at 7, so I have to get up at 5:45 to get him to the arena at 6:30, so he's on the ice at 7.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's my Saturday and Sunday mornings, dude.
Every Saturday and Sunday? I mean, I know that you've said this before, but that's wild. How long does that go, Greg?
Through the summer, probably.
So when does he finish hockey? When does he? He's going to keep playing until he's like 40. But eventually you get to stop driving him, right? Is that like part of the deal?
Eventually.
When does that happen?
Not soon enough.
I had Friday off, Greg, and I didn't do very much. I watched a lot of One Piece. I've decided that I want to watch the entirety of One Piece, which is a terrible idea.
Okay. I don't know One Piece, so.
One Piece is anime that's been turned into a Netflix television show.
Okay, all right.
And there are close to 1,200 episodes.
That's a lot.
That was a commitment.
Yeah.
The problem is that the Netflix show, they're going to get like 7 or 8 seasons, but they're not going to release them in a timely way.
No.
So
that would be too nice.
So I am watching these, Greg, and it's slow. Like, it's not the show is slow. It's just, it's an anime. So like sometimes the show is very like stuff happens, and other times it's like there's 14 episodes in one little escape from a fortress. That's
a lot.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm enjoying it. I'm not complaining. And of course, because I'm watching it on Netflix, I can go to a higher speed if I want to.
That's fair, but I mean, if there's 1,200 episodes, like, dude.
Oh, it's going to take forever, but I don't like. It is what it is, Greg. I'm choosing to do this. It's one of those things that like sometimes I'll just take a break and stop watching it because, I've got enough on my to-do list, and I'm just like, why am I watching? Like, and then other times I'm like, oh yeah, this show. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's a great show. I can't complain. I will complain because I'm me and that's what I do. But I'm right now kind of stalling because we're going to play the theme song, and then I'm going to put some graphics up on the screen for you because, Greg, this was the Royal Rumble of cuts.
Yes.
Like quite literally, there was a Royal Rumble's worth of cuts in WWE this week because they cut enough people that if we had one, like if one of us had significant amount of money, we could go to Florida, Greg, and we could have the WWE 2026 cuts.
All right, wait, play the theme song.
Podcast and sports entertainment is Brad, the dad and father Greg, the SmackDaddies.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Smackdown review for the Hub. I am Brad, the dad, and running shotgun with me is my tag team partner, Greg, Father Feltham.
Bless you, my son, I think.
Well, somebody else needs blessings today, Greg, because we are doing a Smackdown review. And are
we actually going to do a Smackdown review? Or are we really just going to talk about the highlights of Smackdown and talk cuts?
I think we have to talk a lot of cuts because, oh my God, Greg, this was the cuttiest cutting of it that I've ever seen. And I get it. I started with Leave the Roster Alone. And yes, last week we did have some fun at the roster's expense, making jokes with them. The only thing I'm shocked about this whole thing is the fact that the Viking Raiders are still on the roster. And that's no disrespect to them. They're a great team. I'm just, out of all the people I saw cut, I was like, I kept waiting for their names to get called.
Yeah. So I did a little, I think I put a message out in our group chat last night. So going week to week, there were 9 people who appeared last Friday night on SmackDown that are no longer there. Actually 10, because I don't think I counted Zelina in that.
Because she really wasn't on there.
Yeah. But there was 10 wrestlers who appeared last week from Vegas, the SmackDown before WrestleMania, who are no longer have jobs with the company as of today.
That is wild. All right, Greg, yeah. You know how many people it is? I am going to share with the class right now. You ready? Here, Greg, I was working on this while we were chatting. I did the rest of it. There, can you see my roster cuts?
I can, yes.
That is how many roster cuts we have today, Greg. That is, I have like that's a huge amount of cuts.
That is a huge amount of cuts. You're right.
So, do you have the list in front of you? I have a list right here.
I do.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? I have them divided up, Greg, in a very specific way. So,
okay, go.
Okay.
I'll let you lead.
All right, perfect. So here is the main roster cuts. We have Nikki Cross, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, Joe Gacy, Bo Dallas / Uncle Howdy, Apollo Crews, Aleister Black, Kairi Sane, Santos Escobar, Zelina Vega, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Dexter Lumis, and Eric Rowan. So functionally, the entire Wyatt Six.
Yes.
Not even functionally, Greg. Literally the entire Wyatt Six.
We asked them to be sent to Raw, and they got sent to the bench.
Oh, Greg, I'm glad you threw that one out there. Greg, the choir, and I, and you are going to offer this to the Wyatt Six as a form of our apology.
Oh, Lord, we wanted the Wyatt. It's gone away, but this ain't what we pray today. We hope they go to Raw and shine, not end up in the unemployment line. They were so bad, they didn't fall. Just not on Smackdown every week at all. Future endeavors, we hear the line. Hope they rise up one more time. Sing it again.
Wow. You and the choir have been working hard on that one.
Yeah, I called them last night. I said, guys, you got to come over here and rehearse first thing in the morning. And we started practicing probably around 6 a.m. Woke the kids up. But it's fine. It was worth every moment for that little jingle. Shout out to the Wyatts, because that's brutal to have the entire group just fired all at once. Okay, so how do we finish the Kairi Sane storyline without Kairi Sane?
We don't.
I guess they should have put that match on Mania.
I was going to say, how do we finish the whole Aleister Black lurking in the background of all those backstage segments?
And who is going to tell us how to buy the ESPN app if Apollo Crews isn't there to hang out with R-Truth?
I don't know.
And yeah, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. It's like, well, I hear that the House of Black was a thing in AEW, so you can go back.
Yeah.
Motor City Machine Guns. I suspect we'll see you in TNA shortly.
I don't think so.
Why? What do you think? Do you think they're going to AEW?
Yeah, I would say that'd be my guess.
Those guys, it's too bad, because I think those guys, I was surprised to see them go. I figured they would end up in NXT and would be part of the coaching roster.
Yeah.
I figured player coach down in NXT, because the tag teams in NXT could use some smoothing. I think Zoe Stark's career is done. Last I heard, she was still recovering. I think she's recovered from her knee injury.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot.
Okay, and then let's keep going. If Santos Escobar never actually reappeared on the main roster, does his cut count?
That's a fair question.
Because he only showed up in Triple A.
Triple A?
And then finally, the one that hurts the most, Greg. Right in the middle. I put it right in the middle.
Yeah, Alba Fire.
This hurts, Greg. This kills me.
Yeah. I don't understand that one. That one was a surprise for sure.
So just for the record, some of these are like, I'm pretty sure Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, it's like an Apollo Crews. I think they're just their contracts are up. Kairi Sane's in that category rather than released, because there's a bunch of people that are released and some of them are cuts, but we're just kind of lumping them together. Okay, Greg, here's the next one. You ready? This is the featured endeavored from NXT.
Okay.
Andre Chase, Dante Chen, Bronco Nima, Lucien Price, Malik Blake, and Edris Enofe. So Blake and Enofe were a tag team, and so was Lima and Bronco Limo and Lucien Price. They were out the mud. So those are two tag teams gone. And if it wasn't for the fact that Andre Chase is here, there's something that the rest of these people all have in common.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, come on. They're all visible minority strike. That was the joke. But in seriousness, it's like they cut 2 black tag teams. It's like, I guess we don't like black tag teams in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like that they've done a purge of tag teams in general.
Yeah, the Wyatts, the Motor City Machine Guns. These are 2 up and coming tag teams. Like, do you know that Out the Mud, OTM, was wrestling on NXT with the TNA World Champion in a 6-man like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, Blake and Inofi haven't been on TV in a while. Dante Chen is apparently a good hand, but like he's never really gotten over. And Andre Chase U is finally dead.
Yes, it's dead.
Okay, Greg.
It's dead. It's all dead.
Anybody here you're actually like, I'm very surprised OTM's gone. Is there anybody here you have any other comments about?
No, because I don't watch NXT.
Okay, Greg, I got a game for you. Okay, you ready? This last one. So we've done our main roster cuts. We've done our NXT cuts. I'm calling these the question cuts.
Yes.
Because if you know who any of these people are, you win.
I was going to say, this is the LFG cuts, I'm assuming.
This is called developmental NIL lower tier cuts. Tyra May Steele, who appeared and had 2 of the worst wrestling matches in history of time. She actually won an LFG season. Sierra Linton, who is the lady over here on the far side with the tats, who looks like she has ring gear. Tyson DeMont and Tyreek. Tyson and Tyreek were another black tag team in NXT we haven't seen in a while. Because apparently, if you're going to cut tag teams, but they've been like, I haven't seen them in over a year. At this point, it's like I played. Wait, what? Chris Island and I had Lucio Cristofino on the last slide because he's poor Lucio. I forgot about him. He was actually on the roster for a while. Yes, and Chris Island and Trill London. I have no idea which one's which. So these 2 guys over here on the left side of the screen, there's one guy with like a Miami Dolphins thing on, another guy there posing. Like, these guys don't even have proper pictures that I could find. I felt so bad putting even their faces up on the screen.
Fair enough.
So these are the question cuts, Greg. Do any of these people ever wrestle again?
I don't know.
I think maybe we might see I think Steele might wrestle again. She's just too young into her career. And then DeMont and so Tyson, Tyreek, I figure they might keep going because those guys were good. The roster is full. So as we review this, Greg, I would like you to know we could have a Royal Rumble. There are 27 total cuts made by WWE over the course of this purge. And I have no other way to call it.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to call it. It was a purge.
6 releases, 6 departures from the main roster, 8 releases and 6 departures. That's like contract not renewed. 5 releases from NXT and 8 contracts ended / not renewed from NXT. So again, if you are a local indie promoter down there, you could definitely reach out to all these guys and do a show called the NXT Roster Cuts 2026 or the TKO Roster Cuts 2026. Because that was the thing that Zelina Vega said. And I don't know if you've seen, I sent you that clip, probably haven't watched it yet. Zelina Vega telling Sean Ross Sapp to F off, which was my personal favorite.
Yes, because she didn't get a chance to release her own news.
He deserves that. I agree with her. Like, that's pretty shitty to do that. She wanted to say something. Like, at the very least, he could have sent an email to her saying, "Hey, can you confirm?" And she could have said, "I'm going to talk about this shortly."
Here's the thing. I don't have as much sympathy for that because whether it's Sean Ross Sapp, whether it's someone else, the news is going to get out quick. If you want to get ahead of your news, you have to essentially break it the minute that it comes out. If you wanted to get if you want to say something about it, then after you hang up the phone with them, you've got to put your own news out.
Right.
If you want to control your own narrative.
Wait, that's a different faction. They broke up.
Sure.
Did you even know that was even?
I'd forgotten.
So, Greg, is there anything else? Like, what do you say to these people? Like, I'm going to bring here. I was going to bring the screen back up. Do you want to talk a little bit about who do you think, is there anybody on this list that you're like, they're going to end up somewhere good?
No, what I want you to do is I want you to bring up last week's graphic.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Hold on.
Because I want to go and look and see what we had said last week and compare to what we have now as who was cut.
Yeah, sure. Let me bring up last week's graphic. All right. So there's last week's graphic, Greg.
There's last week's graphic. Okay. So Viking Raiders
are still there.
Yep. Okay. That is the American Made, right? Next to them. I have not. I've heard, but I've not seen anywhere reputable that American Made may also have been let go. So we'll have to wait and see.
Ooh, that's terrible.
I mean, yeah, again, until we get something from a reputable source, but we'll see on that one. It looks like that the Garzas are still there, but their leader is not, who was an off the board pick because, of course, he wasn't in the Rumble or in the on the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Otis and Tozawa still safe for now, but look, Apollo Crews. We had a 75% chance going. Gone.
Yeah, gone. Shinsuke Nakamura is still there.
But you notice who's next on that list is the Motor City Machine Guns. Gone.
Yeah, that's bad, Greg. Like we were pretty good.
Yeah, some of these. Was there anyone here on this list? Aleister Black, we had under 25%.
Yeah, I think we had Aleister Black. Well, yeah, Black's at 25.
Yeah.
I can't believe. And we had, there's Escobar down there too.
Is Escobar down there?
He's no, wait, that's not Escobar. Who's this guy right here?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, is that Escobar?
Oh no, that's not Escobar. That's the other member of the Garzas. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now I just look racist.
No, I thought it was Escobar too, but Escobar's been hurt, so it's probably why we didn't have him in there. But yeah, so last week in that Battle Royal, we have, was that 1, 2, 3, 4 of those guys are now released.
Yeah, that's brutal. Like, I got to be honest with you. I get that this stuff has to happen, but yeah. We didn't, the New Day is safe. We didn't lose Zack Ryder / Matt Cardona. Fraxium's okay, but so you think the rumor is that there's more, Greg?
Yes.
How much more?
I don't know.
Dear God. Well, I guess if TKO doesn't sell those tickets, this is kind of like, you didn't buy your tickets, people. This is what happens.
Speaking of which, did you see the story where TKO actually made Make-A-Wish pay for tickets?
Are you kidding me? No, I did not see that.
Yeah, TKO apparently made Make-A-Wish spend like $25,000 in WrestleMania tickets.
Wow. Well, did you hear the other one? The other big rumor from the week was, well, there's the hotel security issue, the one where Punk swatted somebody. And you know what? I never have anything nice to say about CM Punk. He should have punched him right in the face. What he did was totally justifiable. And in fact, I think he showed a great deal of restraint.
And that's also, I have no negative thing to say about that.
No, he did great. And then, of course, there's the other elephant in the room. Not only did they Make-A-Wish security issues, they had some major, they had that security issue. They had like real issues around apparently some of the production. Like it was just a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're still going to Saudi Arabia, even though bombs are falling.
We'll see.
You think that's going to be canceled?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's more of a, I don't know. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I think I know that they're still planning it, but never say never, right?
So what did you actually watch last week from WrestleMania?
What did I actually watch last week at WrestleMania? I don't even remember now. Let's see. Let me pull up the Wikipedia and I'll tell you.
Well, here, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go find I got that graphic handy too.
Oh, perfect. There you
So
go.
let's bring back up the graphic and see if the prediction held. Greg, here was your Will Greg Watch It preview. So
excellent.
We had the 6-man tag on start show on ESPN2.
Yeah, I had it on in my ear. I did not watch it.
Did you go watch and see ISO Speed's Big Dive?
No.
What about Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre?
Oh, absolutely not.
Did you watch the women's one when Paige returned?
Of course I did. Of course I did. And knowing that it was about to happen, I tapped the guy in front of me at the Thunderbirds game and said, "You need to pull out your phone."
Oh, excellent. And what was his reaction?
He was pretty pumped.
That was probably one of the highlights of the whole thing. That first night, I think that was the highlight, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Becky and AJ Lee?
No, not really. I think I had it on, but I didn't really actually watch it.
Okay, Greg, I need to upgrade the graphic. Gunther and Seth.
Didn't watch it, no.
Oh, so I'm going to take the check mark out of there. Yeah. Okay, What about this one right here? Did you watch that? Sorry, that's the women's match on the women's world title match where we had Trouble.
Yes, I did 100% watch this match.
You watched Liv Morgan's entrance 3 times?
I definitely watched this match.
Okay. Did you watch the main event?
I did. I did watch the main event.
Wow. So Greg, you watched almost a third of the show in the first night.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Hey, did you actually not watch the ladder match?
Yeah, I actually did not watch the ladder match.
Really? That would be the one match I would say go back and watch, Greg. It was a spectacle.
Okay, all right.
It was probably the best match of both nights.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, and the match times are so small, so short after WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, the entrances were longer than the matches. Did you watch Brock's retirement?
I did. Yeah, that one didn't surprise me, but also kind of did because I figured eventually he would have retired to Gunther.
Well, he didn't. He ended up retiring. He ended up not retire. He ended up retiring right then and there. I think it was good for him.
So I was talking to Randy this week, and he has a theory on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So apparently, there is the rumor that that Triple H and Brock had a confrontation backstage after that, and the whole retirement angle was not planned.
Oh.
And that Randy's opinion on this is that this is actually what is it they call it, WWE Unreal on what's the one, the behind the scenes one?
Yeah, Unreal, you got it.
Unreal. Yeah, this is a storyline for Unreal, WWE Unreal, and that maybe his actual retirement will actually be in at SummerSlam against like Gunther or something.
Ooh, interesting.
I was like, okay. Because I kind of said like Gunther at SummerSlam in Minnesota makes a lot of sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So they're working Unreal.
I think so. I think, that's Randy's theory on it. So I'm going to give him obviously all the credit for it, but that makes a whole lot of sense to me.
Okay. Did you watch Trick Williams?
Did I watch the Trick Williams match? Yes, I did.
And how did you feel with the outcome?
I felt like Trick should probably check his shoes before he leaves the washroom before going out. Those lemon pepper steppers looked like they had a bit of toilet paper on them.
Greg, it was brutal. Like they were 100% brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you watch any of the Demon versus Dom?
Yeah, I watched that one.
I know what else you watched for sure. You watched the John Cena bit.
I did. That was really fun.
And then you turned it off.
No, I watched the Rhea and Jade Cargill match.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then you turned it off.
I literally turned it off. Yes, after the Miz segment with Danhausen prior to the main event, I 100% turned it off. And legitimate, we were in the group chat this week, and I said to Brad, and I was like, I legit have no idea what happened, and I really don't care because I didn't watch Monday Night Raw, and it didn't come up on my on any of my socials or anything like that as to what happened. I didn't go looking for it, but I also didn't try to avoid it. So Brad started posting like absolutely ridiculous things that could have happened in that main event, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds plausible.
Yeah, that there was a run in by Jesus H. Christ, and Jesus came in to do this.
If you told me Sandman came in for one last match, even though he retired earlier in the weekend,
yeah, Jesus came in.
That
Jesus came in for revenge. So CM Punk had the devil on his side. Jesus was in Roman's corner, and we had a showdown. And we're gonna get a mixed tag. We're gonna get a tag team match the next PLE.
Yeah, it's like I would have believed any of those because it all seems plausible to me. But yeah, anyhow, that's it.
Okay, so I did a quick analysis, had ChatGPT do this. So just because we talked about entrances, match times, and filler. So so this is an approximation. It's about 80% accurate according to their own disclosures. Entrance time range was between 55 and 65 minutes on night one. Entrance times on night two was 65 to 85 minutes. That's entrances. Okay.
Yeah.
Match times were between 110 minutes and 125 minutes on night one. Night two was 105 to 120 minutes.
Yeah.
Filler / commercials was between 45 and 55 minutes on night one and 50 to 65 minutes on night two.
Did you actually watch live?
No, we started an hour late and we finished live.
Yeah, so that way you could fast forward through the commercials and stuff.
Yeah, my friend was gonna come over. He's like, I bring my supper over and eat. I was like, dude, don't eat. You don't have to come over and eat your supper on my couch like an animal. Like, just eat your supper. Come on over. Well, like we and then at the last match, I should have pulled my camera out and taken some pictures. Everybody was on their phone. We were chatting. We were talking over the show. My wife's like, why? I'm like, well, first of all, we don't have to. The first 20 minutes of this match is going to be slow and okay.
Which one was this?
Main event. We watched
night one or night two?
No, night two.
Oh.
I watched night one by myself. No one would watch it with me other than James wanted to see ISO Speed jump through the table.
Oh, fair. Okay.
But night two, like everything was good up until the main event. And then I think our main event was Danhausen and John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. That's, again, if you'd shut it off, you probably had a pretty nice day.
My wife was like just shocked. This is the main event of WrestleMania. You guys don't care. It's like, it's not that I don't care. Like, Roman's matches are so predictable, and I hate Punk. Like, and it was a terrible CM Punk match.
It's not that you don't care. It's that you don't care.
Yeah, I care about wrestling. I just don't care about this particular brand of wrestling. The main event for me was that ladder match. There were spots in that match, Greg, that were as good as any ladder match I've seen in all of the wrestling I've watched.
Fair enough.
So and then we're back to SmackDown, Greg.
We are.
So we've been on now for about a half an hour and we haven't even started talking about SmackDown.
Yeah. And we're going to go through this quick today.
Well, there's not much to it, Greg, because first of all, recap. Yep, Greg. And then that was like, there were 5.5 minutes of recaps. And before it took till 10 minutes after the show started for us to get Jacob Fatu in the ring. And he wants Roman. He doesn't want Roman. He needs Roman. He needs everything. The Usos come out.
Okay, hold on. Why the hell is this on SmackDown?
Because allegedly most of the people in the show are on SmackDown. Everybody.
Roman isn't.
Right. But listen to me. Which brand are the Usos on? They're on. So one is on SmackDown, one's on Raw. And the MFTs are our guys. That's why. And Jacob's a SmackDown guy.
Again, This makes absolutely no sense for this to be a SmackDown storyline.
Other than the fact you want him to interact with the MFTs.
But do you need him to interact with the MFTs right now? I think the answer is no.
Greg, we've released most of the roster we needed to put something in the main event tonight.
I guess.
Nick Aldis had a Solo Sikoa Uncle Howdy match scheduled, and now he had to scramble put this together.
Had to retool everything.
He had an Aleister Black and Zelina Vega versus Uncle Howdy and Nikki Cross mixed tag match, and that's out the window, Greg.
Fair.
So the Usos come out and basically say, hey man, if you just fall in line, you can make lots of money. We make lots of money being Roman's lackeys. And Jay says the only way you're going to get his respect is if you stand up to him. I mean, it's like Jay's like saying, hey, remember when I stood up to him? I got a world title run out of it. Remember? MFTs come out and they say, hey man, like if you really want to succeed, join us, because we somehow managed to avoid the roster cuts this week. Yeah. Don't worry, you're safe because our cousin is on the board of directors. We are fine until Rock decides that he doesn't want to be on the board anymore. We are safe.
Well, essentially, the Rock isn't showing up to any of the board stuff, so
yeah, but they're still gonna. They probably text him the list of the releases, and he went, "Can't cut the MFTs. Those are my boys. Those are cousins. Can't cut cuts." All right. Anyway, so this basically leads to Jacob keeping it 100, and he's going to have a match with Solo. After we have that tension again with Tama Tonga, who says, man, why are we wasting our time with this guy? He couldn't even beat you. And basically goats Solo into a match. Loved it.
Fair.
Greg, Kiana James is versus Tiffany Stratton. And Julia and Kiana are teasing a rift because Julia didn't make it on the WrestleMania.
I was going to say, I whoever did Tiffany Stratton's gear design, Tiffany must have gone to her and says, hey, you remember the Divas Championship belt? And the costume designer said, hold my beer.
She literally did that. So, Greg, they're going to set up a rift with these guys.
Kiana and Julia?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this match, honestly, I was too busy looking at the roster cuts, and Julia gets hit by an Alabama slam by Tiffy. Tiffy hits the moonsault and she wins. Is Julia in danger of being on the roster cuts?
I don't know. Not in this round, but maybe.
They took that title off her really quickly.
Yeah. Did they? How long was she champion for?
Oh, like a few months. But I mean, like, as soon as they decided that Tiffy was going to have this title, honestly, there was enough space on WrestleMania. You just had to cut down on one of those entrances. You could have put these gals on one night.
Yeah, fair.
But you don't care. It's, hey, Greg, another recap. And then we get Miz and Danhausen. The highlight of this show.
Yeah, this was a fun segment for sure.
So we're at Miz's mansion, and Danhausen's there with a map of the stars, and it's just a generic map that has like an arrow pointing to somewhere in Los Angeles.
Vegas.
Sorry, in Vegas. That's right. Because is this his actual house, or is this the house he rented for Vegas weekend?
I'm assuming it's that.
Anyways, he finds his way to Miz's house, and the Miz opens the door, and he uses his powers to teleport into the house.
That's right.
And then he's like, "Get out of my house!" And then he did get out of his house. He teleported into the pool.
Right.
And then he got out of the first pool and went to the second pool, and he's trying to shush the Miz because there's people golfing in the background. And then Miz tries to get him and falls into the pool.
That's right.
More shenanigans come, Greg.
More shenanigans, and I'm on board with all of them.
Hey, did you know that Paige came back?
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
We did a YouTube short about it too, by the way, and here's another recap. And don't forget, Greg, Tiffy's out there. She's not a runner-up anymore. She's the champion again, and she gets interrupted by the Total Divas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling this tag team, the Total Divas.
The Total Divas. All right.
Because that's their connection. They were part of the original cast of Total Divas.
Sure.
And so Paige and Brie are out there, the new women's tag team champions. This means that Paige and Brie became women's tag team champions So Brie and Nikki have been women tag team champions, but never together.
Fair enough.
That's hilarious.
Fair enough.
Brie is so glad that she could call her old friend, and Paige was happy to be back. And this is her show. SmackDown is her house. And okay, before we get into the next piece, Greg, I just got to put a shout out in here. Paige's theme song. This is a banger. I forgot how much I enjoyed that song. I've heard it twice now.
Until you hear that skreel, come on.
Oh, come on. It's after you pass the opening, there's an actual song. Like not like now, where I'm pretty sure that I can make better music out of Suno than WWE Creative does.
Fair.
So Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss come out. They challenge for a match, and guess what? There have been so many cuts that there were 3 other matches that were planned, but so we need something. So we're gonna have a tag team match. Play, ha ha,
Player.
But
and somewhere, the people at AEW are having an aneurysm for 2 women's matches back to back.
The first hour,
they're really going to have one once they get a third match on the card later in the night.
Well, and we have an entire women's faction brought out because this match doesn't actually happen. They get jumped by JC Jane and Fenley and the other one, the one that's the replacement. Fatal Influence, Greg, is on the roster.
What a terrible name.
They were Fatal Attraction and they were Toxic Attraction, but they're now Fatal Influence.
What a terrible, terrible name.
I honestly thought they were going to leave they weren't going to bring all 3 of them up, but I think this actually makes JC Jane into a bigger threat by having a gang.
I'm struggling to get over this whole leave-in bit because we just saw this. We just saw, this whole new tag team coming together with the irremovable forces or whatever bull crap that was, who was, running Ruckshaw over the women's. And now we've got another team that's doing the exact same thing the next week. I don't like it.
Hey, Greg, don't forget, we also had when JC wins the title or wins a title, we are then going to have her with a tag team backing her up. Didn't we just have that with Jade and her baddies?
Yes.
Also,
yes,
BFAB and Meechin avoided the cuts.
They did.
Good for them. Hey, Greg. So, Cody and Randy highlights. Oh, and don't forget, we need to talk about Royce Keys.
I can tell you fast forward through all of this.
At some point in around here is when the Usos approach Solo saying you need backup. And yeah, I didn't even take notes on that one. So we get a Cody promo with his beat up face, and he calls out Sami Zayn and Randy Orton and everybody else. Talks about how TKO needs to shut up and stop interfering with him and just count their money. And he's the champion.
Just shut up and count your money.
They are definitely counting the money they just saved from all those roster cuts.
Yeah.
Solo's in the back. He's giving his tag team a pep talk because they're going to have a tag team match. They need to win the tag titles, and he's going to take care of Jacob later.
We'll see.
He does a good job. So then we have our Priest versus the MFTs.
Yes, we did. An old our Priest.
So Priest gets beat up by the MFTs for most of this match. We get a hot tag to Ron Cena. We get the 5 moves of doom. Priest almost gets destroyed. He makes a big save on the MFTs, and the MFTs don't see the blind tag after we have Tama Tonga taken out, and JC Mateo ends up getting an elevated flatliner, which they call the rise up, and that's it. So, Greg, the moral of the story is 2 singles are better than
a whole bunch of things.
Well, any 2 single wrestlers on this roster, if you're big enough stars, you can beat the entirety of the tag division.
No, I mean, yeah,
which is a little bit smaller today because 2 more tag teams got released.
ain't that true?
Axiom's in the back hiding somewhere. And Johnny Gargano is planking behind crates right now.
Do you know what? I wish I could say that you're wrong, but
Axiom is like Axiom and Johnny Gargano. Like Johnny Gargano is planked behind the crates. Candice LeRae has pulled a tarp over them, and Axiom has joined them underneath there.
You can't fire us if you can't find us.
They're on the people that are like, oh, I see a phone call coming in from TKO. I guess I'm not answering. Click.
Block all numbers, Connecticut phone-based numbers.
Well, no, that was the Selena Vega thing. She didn't get she goes, oh, when you get a call from Connecticut, you know you're screwed. These weren't from Connecticut. They're from Vegas.
Oh, that's funny.
TKO is in Vegas. So it's like, oh, more. Greg, this is the highlight of the show. Danhausen is back. And this time he's in there and he's playing with Miz's like golfing range.
His indoor what do you call that? Golf simulator.
Yeah, golf simulator. You know, the thing Tiger Woods did before he had his accident.
Yeah.
Anyways, he nails him in the nuts with the club. Miz sells it like a champion.
That's right.
He goes over and sees Miz's like trophy case, grabs the slammy breaks, but he still takes it.
That's right.
Because Miz is cursed. And then he runs into Maurice and he thanks Maurice for her hospitality after he's stolen a chocolate. And then Miz tries to go throw cocoa powder on him because that's the first thing I would grab. And he accidentally...
Well, that's what the bowl was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like cocoa powder. I'm assuming it was supposed to be some sort of like, we put this out for smelling, but I mean, we all knew what it was going to be for. But yeah, no, that's 100% what that was.
And he threw it. And of course, Maurice is with her blonde hair, is wearing white.
Of course.
And then makes fun of the Cybertruck, calling it a spaceship, and rides away on the Mike Mizanson's daughter's bike.
That's right. 100%.
Danhausen is the greatest part of professional wrestling.
The spaceship line just made me like I was laughing so hard at the spaceship line.
It is the cyber. Every time we see the Cybertruck, there is a house in the south end of Halifax. If you drive around, close to like just off of, if you drive to the end of Inglis and turn right and drive towards the university section, nobody outside of Halifax knows where I am. There is a house that is a new age house and it has a Cybertruck parked in the front. It has a wacky design with the Cybertruck. I'm like, these people like their modernism,
I guess.
Greg, time to whoop that Trick. More highlights of Trick. And then he's getting ready for a celebration in the back with Lil Yachty. This was also great. He went and knocked on the door. Of course, the gingerbread man has his own room with his pimp cane / candy cane.
So dressing room, yes, yeah.
And then he's walking through. Trick says a spray below the gold, above the title. A little spray on his chest, give him a little shine.
That's right.
And then some guy tries to tell him something, and he trick slaps him.
Yeah.
Great. Greg, this whole thing was awesome. When he came out the entrance with Lil Yachty and the kid and the gingerbread man, this was great. He throws a party. There's champagne in the ring. There's a little bit of like decorations. The gingerbread man's there in the corner dancing with the pimp cane. And he's a tall glass of chocolate milk with the lemon pepper steppers.
You'd swear at the way Brad's talked there, you swear it was the Godfather there dressed up as the gingerbread man with his pimping cane.
The best part was they're celebrating and Little Yachty gets them to start chanting and they're throwing dollar bills into the air like it's the club. This was such a great celebration. And then the best part was when the gingerbread man turns and he hits the pimp cane first on Little Yachty and then on Trick Willie, and he beats him down with it, and it hits the haluva kick on Trick while in the gingerbread costume. First he takes off the head and then hits the haluva kick. The gingerbread man is the actual ginger. Didn't see that one coming, Greg. That was a plot twist.
I kind of figured that's what we were getting there, actually. I kind of saw that one coming a mile away.
Okay, I had a hint. And then I was like, once we got to the part where they were celebrating again and throwing the dollar bills, I was like, oh, I guess the gingerbread man is just some dude in a costume.
No, I was like, it's going to have to be Sammy.
Well, they released all the people they normally would stick in costumes, so they needed to.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad about making these jokes, but it's legitimate. Like at this point, and they had to do some releases because they had to have Royce Keese with his Andre the Trophy in the back. Okay, serious question for you: how long till he's wearing the head of Andre the Giant around his neck?
That's a real good question.
Kathy says, how do you feel about your big win? And he said, it was an emotional couple of weeks for my debut. And I was like, wait, you debuted in the Royal Rumble, dude. Then you went missing for 2 months and then you came back again.
Yeah, you were lucky not to have a whole thank God you went out when you did, because
yeah, exactly, dude. And thank God you debuted when you did, because if you had debuted back then, they might have already cut you like your Santos Escobar coming back. So anyways, he runs in a solo until he says, hey man, there's always room in my family. And besides, if you're part of the MFTs, you probably won't get cut in the next round of cuts.
It's very fair.
So I think he should take him up on the offer. Okay, Greg, is this your highlight of the night? So if it wasn't the segments, is it the match with The Miz and Kit Wilson?
It was all good. It was all good.
Also, not cut, to WWE's credit, they did not cut Kit Wilson's partner while he was recovering.
No.
So Danhausen comes out in his coffin car, which is, I hope they bring this to every city. I feel bad for the production people in charge of it. And Wade Barrett then lists the crimes Danhausen has committed, including grand theft, larceny, break and enter, assault. And then he reminds him that, hey, Miz, if that was my pool, I'd probably drain it and bleach it.
Oh, so funny. Barrett is so good.
Wilson provides a distraction, which allows Miz to take advantage of Danhausen. Then when Danhausen's down, he sits back up like he's the Undertaker. You are cursed. Pyro goes off. That takes out Kit Wilson and the Miz. He rolls him up. He wins. And then we get the Benny Hill chase scene where he goes underneath the ring. And when Miz tries to come after him, he trips over the fallen Kit Wilson because he's still cursed. And then he gets away in the coffin mobile. This is everything I want, Greg.
The only one note I have here is that they didn't also have Danhausen pull the Slammy, because the Slammy was over on the stairs.
Oh, you're right. He didn't get the Slammy.
He didn't get the Slammy when he left. So it was like, that was my one point that I would have been like, that's how I would have had him grab that.
I think they should hire Swoggle and bring him back, and they can dress him up like a mini.
Oh, that'd be funny.
This is missing is a mini. Like I would love to have Mike, as Michael Cole said, he used the M word. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the M word, but he quickly pointed out the fact that don't cancel me on social media. They told me to call them that.
That's right. It's exactly what they were told.
Rhea Ripley is our next recap. Oh, and Blake Monroe's coming to SmackDown.
Yes. We are getting Blake Monroe on SmackDown.
And here, I'll play it one more time. Here you go, another one.
Yeah.
And who else?
We're also getting Ricky Saints next week.
Yeah, and Joe Henry's going to Raw. So who's going to be left in NXT?
Yeah.
Greg's doing the math in his head. It's like they cut 3/4 of the roster, and then
I'd be like, you could send down the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh wait, no, can't do that.
They already sent Johnny Gargano down there, and that didn't go so well. Fraxium, guess where you're going, guys?
Dude, I don't know.
Don't worry. TKO executives don't watch NXT, so you can't get cut there.
It's getting bleak.
So Rhea Ripley cuts a promo. She talks about winning and beating Jade at WrestleMania. And then Fatal Influence come out there and shoot their shot. And Nick Aldis is going to punish them by putting JC Jane in a match. And JC Jane, to her credit, has a very good match that doesn't really have an ending, because the moment she's going to get beat, they at least don't pull a Sol Ruca, who lost on Monday Night Raw against the champion in her debut. We have a fight at the end. And they basically beat down Rhea Ripley. Where's her friend? Where's EO?
It's a good question. I was wondering the same thing.
Oh, wait, she's on Raw, allegedly. And you can't, Craig, we can't have Raw wrestlers and SmackDown wrestlers on opposite shows.
Except that's how we started tonight.
Okay, in fairness.
And we'll start Monday Night Raw the same way.
We can have SmackDown wrestlers go to Raw. We can't have Raw wrestlers go to SmackDown. Because technically, everybody but Jey Uso is a SmackDown guy.
Can I ask, when is it that we're going to actually get the 2-hour SmackDowns back?
June.
Are we actually going to get them in June?
I hope so.
Well, I mean, when you cut 9 people off the roster from one week to the next, I would hope that,
You also cut 1/3 of the show?
Yeah.
You cut 1/3 of the roster, you should cut 1/3 of the show.
All right. Let's finish this up.
15 minutes of recaps, which include, and I'm going to press it once, the Bloodline, Fatal Influence, Brock Lesnar, and Ricky Saints.
I can tell you with 100% certainty, I fast forward through all of this.
I went back just to check that I wasn't missing things, but it was like that. Okay, I'm going to throw one last thing before we go into the main event, Greg. You ready?
All right.
Do you feel a little gross about the way they're celebrating Brock Lesnar?
I don't know. I fast forward through it. Legit, I was like, oh, I don't need to watch that.
Main event, Solo versus Jacob Fatu. And this match really doesn't start until we start getting interference from the NFTs. And the Usos come out, but don't help him. They stand at the top of the ramp, respecting what he said. I mean, they had to show up again on camera out in front of the crowd because, you brought them all the way here for this important thing.
Yeah, God knows we don't fly anyone in and then, get rid of them the next week. So
the MFTs keep causing distractions, but eventually he takes them all out with a dive, hits a giant and a really big Samoan drop and the mighty moonsault for the win. He gets beat up afterwards. They start using chairs and he still fights off the MFTs who just look completely incompetent.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Usos go as far as the apron, but they never actually have to help him. He wins all on his own, Greg. And I figure on Monday, we'll just pick up right where we left off.
I don't know if it's me, I'd be a little bit worried if I was the MFTs right now.
What, Greg? Their cousin is going to keep them. I would say if you're not Tama Tonga and Solo, you should be worried.
Yeah.
JC Mateo. We didn't even see Tonga tonight. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice it.
There was no Tonga, which makes me, maybe we're not going to get all the MFTs cut. We'll just cut one.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to get.
Also, we have to give a shout out. I don't know if you watched the very end of it. Did you see the table break at the end where he drove?
Yeah.
If you're going to cut people, you cut a ton of people TKO. How is Tangaloa still on the roster? He fell off the table. He was put on the table. And then when he tried to reposition himself, he fell off the table like a moron.
Dude, all I know is that they certainly didn't cut their budget for collapsing tables.
It wasn't a Slim Jim table, though, Greg.
No, but I mean, that announce table, that new reinforced announce table is broken, 3 times in the last week?
I think once they broke the seal on it, it's like when you're drinking and you have to pee. Once you break the seal, now it's no longer reliable.
All right, fair enough.
You know what's going to happen? One of these times they're going to be sitting there calling a match or doing one of those close-ups and the table's just going to collapse. They'll be like, oh, for freak's sakes, like, we need a new table, guys.
Yeah.
Synopsis.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
And your SmackDown synopsis today is brought to you by TKO Cuts. Remember, they need to make a profit, so you better buy more tickets or else they're going to cut more of your favorites.
Yep. And we're going to do things a little different here because I'm not going through the whole show. I'm going to tell you a couple things that you can watch, but beyond that, I think we're all in a little bit of a like a post WrestleMania stupor after having to go through that. But here's what I've got for this week: the women's US title match, Tiffy Stratton defeating Julia. I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch that. I think that one needs a little bit more attention.
Need some film study, some deep film study, Greg.
Well, it's just, I mean, I was kind of in a similar boat to you, Brad, where like I was just on my phone for like trying to figure out like, okay, who's cut, who's not. Like, so I think I need to go back and rewatch that. The other thing that I think I would say that I would go and watch after this was the Danhausen skits and the Danhausen Miz match. That was fun. Beyond that, I mean, I think that's really kind of the two big things out of SmackDown that I would say, yeah, go and watch. The rest of it was just there and okay, but I don't think I'd waste my time.
I just literally put in, so I have a thing running on ChatGPT monitoring news threads to see if there's any more. No more overnight. So,
Fair enough.
no more while we were recording, which kind of like, it's kind of surprising because there were more overnight from when I went to bed at 11 till when I woke up in the morning. This is, So for all the people that were released, as somebody who's gone through a career change, it's not the end of the world. You will find something else to do with your life. I'm sorry that they did not see the value in you, and I hope that you guys land on your feet because it's not the end of the world. Thank you for entertaining us, especially some of you who we watched for weeks, some of you who we laughed at and we cried with. And for everybody else, wrestling, follow your dream, but there's more to life than wrestling.
Listen, when you were saying landing on your feet, I was going to say it's better than landing on your back.
Yeah, you know what? There's probably another way for you to make a living without taking a lot of bumps. So hopefully you end up somewhere. And if we've learned anything, Greg, you can sometimes be a Cody Rhodes or a Drew McIntyre and go to the Indies, light it on fire, and then WWE comes crawling back to you. So I think there may be one or two people from this group that may be their story.
Or you could be a Matt Cardona and you commit a job to everyone. So
yeah, maybe the Indies aren't so bad, guys.
Yeah. All right.
There's our words of wisdom for this week. Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.